In Genesis 48, we see this final scene here between Jacob, or Israel, and his son Joseph. He says to Joseph, "I didn't expect to ever see your face again, and here I am seeing the face of your children." And so he is surprised, and yet he shares with Joseph the Lord's covenantal blessing that God had placed on Jacob, who changed his name to Israel, for he would be the father of many nations, or it was given to Abraham first, but then passed down through Isaac and now Jacob, and given the name Israel, that they would take on Jacob's name, or Israel's name, and be called Israelites. So they're children of Abraham, but they continue on in this lineage, and his name, Jacob's name, is changed to represent the nation that he would become. And he tells Joseph that his children, his first two-born children that he has, are part of that covenant. And he blesses the two sons, but Joseph says, "Wait, you're giving the pronouncement or the first blessing, right, to the younger son. It should be the other way around." And Jacob says, "I know." This takes us back to Jacob himself, right? Jacob and Esau. Jacob gets the blessing, not Esau. Now, we're not told here why Jacob, or Israel, gives this blessing to Joseph's younger son rather than his older son. But perhaps the Lord reveals this to them. Perhaps he sees something in them. But he blesses both children, I should say. So but he gives this greater covenantal blessing of being part of the offspring. Both nations will be great, but he gives this blessing here to the younger. And it just shows God's purpose in election, right? God is the one who chooses our past and destinies, and who becomes great and who doesn't. And ultimately, we're to simply obey God. We're to let God work out all the details. But most importantly, we must recognize that we are people of his covenant, that our children are people of his covenant. I think we see this beautifully here, that it was very important for Jacob here to pronounce this blessing, this covenantal blessing, on Joseph's children, and that he sees the children as part of the covenant community. And likewise, as believers, our children are indeed part of our covenant community, a part of the church, part of the people of God, and we should raise them accordingly, not forgetting about them, not hoping that one day they will too embrace Christ and embrace God, rather seeing our calling as parents, rather seeing our calling as adults who have the opportunity to build in the lives of children of believers, that those children are to be raised in the fear and admonition of the Lord, and they're to be taught and told of their covenantal purpose to continue on the path of Christ, to continue on the path of the Lord, and to walk in his ways.